Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Talk with Mongo. Decided to change the title, so this will be the first video with a different title. So you can see here on the broadening wedge on the 4 hour here, I'll zoom out in a second, but we've respected this trend line quite well. As expected, the only time it didn't was this dump here, but still once we got back above it, quite bullish. So what happened last time? So past two times we've had wicks down below these levels. We've had a 31%. This time was 33% roughly. And let's go back here. Last time here was 27%. So let's just say it's at 30% to be fair. So we bounced 30% from here, not send the bottoms in. It likely is. You can see each time we've had a huge dump, it comes back down to retest. At some point, it will. So it could come back down to retest the trend line here at 53 and then move higher. Well, going from the last wick, going up 30%. That puts us at 68.5. 33% would put us somewhere in the neighborhood of 70,000. So anything above 70,000, in my opinion, is a breakout. I think it's going to stay up there. I've talked about this in my other videos. September, mid-September, end of September is the projected uptrend based on the halving cycle and how long it takes on average to break out. I think it's something like 140 days. So we're right in that neck of the woods. So what I expect is a potential pump up to the 20 EMA here on the 4 hour. Back test to a local 618 or 786 level, and then continue stair-stepping our way back up. Once we're back up in this neck of the woods, you want to see back testing of other key levels I've got here in yellow. Continue to stair-step, maybe even consolidate for a little bit, and then continue to move higher. But once we break out above that 68,000 level, I really want to. You're going to see a short squeeze first of all. It's going to happen. A bunch of stop losses will get stopped out and potential liquidations, but which I don't understand why people don't use stop losses. Anyways, it's silly. You're going to continue to back test this once or twice, maybe get a W pattern up here and then pump. So what do I have up here? The realistic conservative target I have is 83,000 from the actual broadening wedge measurement. There's other ones if you did like wick to wick. It's something like 93,000, totally up to you guys. I like to do the more the conservative aspect. The actual bull flag measurement is 117,000. That's a breakout target. So that would be this measurement here. I move all the way over here. So that would be this leg. Now you could take the whole leg. The whole leg just, it's in my opinion, just unrealistic. I mean, who can really expect that from bottom to top? I mean, that's a hell of a pole. You get that, it's Cathie Wood measurements. Let's take a look at it. It's always fun to try something new. Let's see what they got. Try that. There you go, 193,000. So if that happens, awesome. Be really excited. Make sure you take profit. But I'm more or less in the neck of the woods of this is a realistic target for me for the bull market cycle top. Somewhere between 117 and the 135 I've talked about before. Keep in mind the 1618 extension is coming in at 102. And the 2618 extension is coming in at 155. So that's where I still think this 135 to 120 range, 117 range is a pretty good barometer. At that point in time, you need to start checking other time frames to see if we're oversold. Do we have other indicators like the pi cycle top indicator that are flashing on the weekly and daily? Those are all things that did flash on the first market cycle top in 2021. We had a 6-month drawdown, then pump, and had a fake scam wick top for the ETF announcements back then. Those were different ETFs. Those were not spot ETFs. So going back out to the weekly for you. As you can see, we've again back tested a value area high of this entire range. We're still above it. We're sitting above the previous 2 market cycle tops. If you turn the line graph on, if you're skeptical, really does show a whole different picture. I mean, beautiful rounding structure. It's a bull flag. The only thing I don't like is the money flow in the market cipher B, but what are you going to do? We've had similar structures like this before. Look at this one here. You got a trigger wave and you pumped. So last time we had this very similar structure minus the money flow. You moved up, roughly speaking. This is because the line graphs are candle body closes, which is nice. 176%. What would 176% look like right now if this is the bottom? 176% comes in roughly about 150,000. So we can put another ray there. We'll do that, something in that neck of the woods. So those are some of our targets. Let's get off the line graph for you. I'm more of a hollow body candle kind of guy. Fibonacci's are nice too. Where are they? But let me show you something else. Let's switch up candle bodies again. Going back out to the monthly. Candle body formations. What do you see? Wick, wick, bigger wick, massive wick, ridiculously long wick. Oh my goodness, wick. And then right now we're wicking. So this month just started. We're only 7 days into it, and we really only had a dump not too long ago, like a day and a half now. So I expect this to be a doji candle, even turn green by the end of the month, and I wouldn't be surprised if it closed back end of September at least at 62,000 or 900 to like 64. So I would look for a little box somewhere in this range. So you want to get back above these 2 closes here, make this one yellow, and then yeah. Well, actually, make these the green zones. Excuse me. So 62.5 to 64.5. That's our target to get back into to really continue pushing this uptrend. But even on the monthly, look, you've got a kind of a potential bull flag. I'm using Bybit, so we don't have previous data to show you, but this is looking like it's going to push to be a trigger wave, especially if this continues to buy itself back up. And market has started to run over $250 since I started talking. So I was expecting a retrace, but I didn't have a chance. I was playing golf for a charity tournament, so you guys are welcome. It dumped because of me. So yeah, I kind of like what I see. On the weekly, not so much. On the monthly, it looks better. 3 day. 3 days kind of... Again, the trigger waves here on market Cipher B are kind of deceiving because look at the candle wicks. I mean, these things are just crazy. Let's look at this and measure these wicks. This was almost a 5% wick. Almost a 5% wick. That was a 14% wick. We're pumping right now, and right now the current wick we've got is starting to look like it's a 3.75% wick. So it's yeah. So really, this here on the 3 day too is my 200 smooth moving average, right? Yeah, no, it's my regular EMA. So the regular EMA is coming in at 55,791. So we want to get back above 55,791. It's about another $100 or $1,000 away. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, but you can see on the 3 day candles, it takes roughly 3 days to get back up. So it happened a day and a half ago. That'll put us into Sunday night for the Asian close. We can get back above at that point in time for the next candle. That'll push us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We should be back up in this neck of the woods above my yellow line here at 56,835. So that's what I'm watching for. Daily. like I said, I mean, we're inside of our broadening wedge, back tested it nicely. We're above the macro value area high, based on how I pulled it from complete bear market low to the bull market top. We're sitting above the range, so, and we're consolidating. We had a 6-month consolidation. And if you guys haven't seen, I'll get into the other stuff in a second, but we'll do the BLX chart for you here on the, let's do the monthly. So what I'm talking about, again, from the dotted lines are the halvings, the halving cycle. So the halving until the breakout target is what I'm talking about. So we're right in that neck of the woods. And I mentioned it in a previous, I think I deleted it already, but basically it's about 140 days from the breakout, or excuse me, the halving event to the breakout target. We can draw this here live for you real quick. So before we broke out here, so you had how much? Yeah, we'll call it 153 days there. Previously, okay, so that one really did that 122 days, 23 days. So I think the average was like 140. So let's use that again. Going off my memory, 140 days from the halving. Now let's just round up. So October 1st is 153, and then the short end of the stick is, well, we've already had September 1st, so I need to move the monthly candles down, so I'll show you in a second. Let's go down to a different time frame. Do the weekly. Let's drag this around. So 140 days is September 16th. So it's coming up. We put an array there for you guys, or a vertical line. Make that dotted. And we'll make this a gray. So potential breakout or uptrend should be beginning in the next, what is today? The 7th. So, and that is what, the 16th. So yeah, 11 days roughly. Or excuse me, 9 days. So if I'm right, and this, not really me, right, is if the charts are repeating themselves, we should see a significant uptrend beginning in the next week. This should be a strong bounce. It's to be seen so far. So let me switch charts again. Back on Binance. Where was that before? Bybit. So yeah, I mean, a lot of cases you just got a forming a bottoming structure. You've got a potential 3 drive too. Deceptive 3 drive, 1, 2, 3. Those are usually reversal indicators. So I'm excited to see that. But I'd expect some consolidation. I mean, this is the 2-day. Just look at the last time. We had a pump down, and then it took about 2 to 4 days before the uptrend started, right? So look Monday to Tuesday. I'm not even sure when the data comes out or when they expect to cut interest rates. I think it's around the 16th, actually. So that's something to pay attention to. All right, let's zoom in a little bit for you. Let's go to the 12-hour. 12-hour is getting ready to form a trigger wave. Has not confirmed yet. Got 9 hours left in that candle. Let's do the 8-hour. 8-hour has formed a trigger wave with the green dot. It won't close for another hour and a half. But seeing a nice bounce. 6-hour. And the crazy thing is there's really no divergences either. There's on market Cipher. So careful. This could just be, like I said, a dead cat bounce. Get rejected off one of the local trend lines, and then kind of go that direction. So again, like I said, I'm watching the 20 EMA a lot. Could see rejection, which is up here at 56.3 or say 400. Come back down quite a bit, liquidate some top longs, and then kind of consolidate and then break out come Sunday night. So really want to see some of these EMAs flipped, but also some of these key levels use them as support and then look to rocket. Guarantee, I have not looked at the data, but I guarantee there's some shorts trapped down here. It almost always happens. People think the end of the world. People are still touting, oh, $42,000 Bitcoin is coming. I think they're wrong, but it is what it is. I'm just going off of what I see on the charts. This is a rounding pattern, and it's also a three drive deceptive play. So this is set up usually by market makers to accumulate. So we'll have to wait and see if I'm right or wrong. 4 hour. 4 hour has rounding money flow, and the only downside at the moment I see is the RSIs and the Vwap are starting to slow, and they're quite a ways above zero line, which means every time you get above it for a little bit and have a nice peak, you slam down. Look at this one here. We slammed down here, and this whole run came down. So from there, that was a 9.25% dip. So hopefully the buy pressure continues and it just kind of mutes this under the zero line VWAP coming up in the next 4 hour cycle. So we'll have to wait and see. But things are so oversold, so I think we should see a strong bounce. Going back to this market structure in general, want to see us get back above 56,994. We've already had bullish internal market structure break, but it's internal. So we want to see us get back above these guys here to really start showing. Guaranteed there's a ton of shorts in here to push price back down for more accumulation, but break back above that, back test it, and then again, start moving higher. You see that, you're not looking for shorts anymore. And in my opinion, in general, this is the beginning of the uptrend. So this was the bottom. This is just looking to long every top once you've broken market structure. So you have to wait and see. Wait for market structure confirmation, otherwise you're gambling. Trading is patience and looking for confirmation. Also, this is starting to form like an inverse head and shoulders. So we've had a ton of those. A lot of them have not played out, but this would be your right shoulder forming, the head that's formed. You want to see kind of a back test, up, break market structure again, and then come back down for the shoulder. And this is where you want to enter a long for a really good high probability long. If this level holds, especially get a little double bottom or something like that, then this is the entry point. You're going to look to rocket. So, that's an right in here. This is showing just on Bybit alone, 80,000 Bitcoin in a short. And only 18% has been mitigated from that. So do what you will with that. And then even down here in this order block on this back test where everyone shorted the top of that again, the short back test, you've got 47,000 Bitcoin sitting in a short. That's not dollars, that's Bitcoin. So that's a lot. That's a ton. That is what, 130,000 Bitcoin, roughly speaking, sitting at a short, or yeah, 126,000 Bitcoin, not dollars, Bitcoin. It's a lot of money. Interesting. So these guys aren't going to want to give up their position likely, but if their goal was to fill down here, and you can see this actually down here, this buy zone has got 83,000 Bitcoin sitting in that one. So it's interesting. This is why it's kind of fun to flop around from chart to chart to see different exchanges and see what liquidity is where. But also you can buy one of these liquidity memberships where you can kind of either book maps or exo charts or someone like that will have. Trading Light was another one. Although Bookmap seems to be much better. And there's even some free ones, I think, on Glassnode where you can kind of look at some stuff and get a general idea where the money's hiding. But all these liquidity zones are targets. So this was a target from last time. This was all the money from down here. This was all taken out. and new shorts were put back in here, or longs, I should say. So that's the 1 hour, 15-minute. I mean, I wanted to take a long earlier today, but I don't like this droopy. It's kind of the weekend. Yes, money's being pumped. I think it's being artificially pushed to short. So I would look for shorts starting in this neck of the woods here. These candle body wicks are usually always a good spot to start looking for shorts. And also, if you're new to trading, taking a fib is always easy as well. So starting at the 50, which is we're getting kind of a strong point here, is a rejection. The 618 is a hard rejection, and the 786 is like the do or die. And then whales will usually step in and stomp their foot on the gas once they hit the 886, which is the ones used by Asia a lot. That's why I put that into my fib charts, fib extensions at least. Usually a strong point there. So for example, we'll go with this guy here. So this one. So let's go with this one. Depends on how you want to draw that. If you exclude the major wick, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections off the 618, and that's why it slid. Probably another good example here. That one's too tall. Let's go off of this guy. Well, this one just had really crappy market structure too, but let's take a look at the fibs here. Yep, you had another 618 rejection there. So fibs are pre-programmed into the trading bots and the algos, so keep in mind that's another reason why I like to use them. But order blocks are huge as well. That's why they're drawn out here for me. So this is a key level here at the wicks. Just above that is kind of not just an order block, but it looks like a support resistance flip probably if I kept scrolling left. And then 2, it's the 618. Just above that's the 618 for rejection point. So if we rejected shortly, what are we looking for? I'm always looking for the 618 to see what the reaction is there. We're not in a bullish uptrend. In bullish uptrends, usually the 382 holds, but we're not. We're in a reversal pattern, so I want to see somewhere. This would make sense too. These chunks of order blocks is the last line in the sand in terms of support resistance. So I want to see that 53,003, let's call it 350 hold. But right now we're getting back above EMAs, which is nice. Let's zoom in a little bit more. 6 minute. The 200 EMA is acting as resistance currently. Excuse me, that's the SMA. It's a smooth moving average. But you've got the 20, the 50, and the 200 on the regular moving averages holding as support currently. 3 minute. 3 minute, it's all holding up. 1 minute. Indecisive and choppy. I mean, you got whales just playing around with this. I mean, this is just silly. Could be another topping formation, but they did that back here. So before I started my live stream, we were, I think in here. So yeah, they did a pump, a fake out, pump, and then consolidation, pump, and they kept moving higher. So that's where we are. There's really not much to talk about. I'm looking for a back test. I'm looking for resistance, support resistance flips to happen. Take it day by day, but I like what I'm seeing, especially the fact that we flipped the support resistance flip line, the trend line, and we've gone that direction. So, all right, guys, nothing to say is financial advice. Best of luck. You want to find me here at Crypto Blackwall on Twitter and the Blockguard Discord. And if you're struggling and you need help with general coaching and TA, head over to my Patreon account. I'll be happy to help you one-on-one coaching in a small group setting. I've now reduced the total cap for the Patreon to 200 people. So Still only have one person in there, but that's fine. It's very intimate. It's supposed to be very private, and you get my attention. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you.